Have you ever wondered what life was like for the very first human? Not with Eve, but before her. Imagine a world, pristine and untouched, seen through the eyes of one solitary soul. This is the story of Adam, alone in paradise. In the beginning there was a garden, a place of breathtaking beauty. The air hummed with the buzz of bees and the rustle of leaves in a gentle breeze. Rivers of crystal-clear water flowed through lush greenery, and the trees were heavy with every kind of fruit imaginable. This was Eden, a world crafted with perfect intention, a symphony of life in its purest form. And into this masterpiece Adam awoke. He opened his eyes, not to the familiar sight of a mother's face or the walls of a nursery, but to the vast open sky, painted in hues of dawn. Imagine that first breath, the air, sweet with the scent of jasmine and damp earth. His first sensation was the soft, cool grass beneath his fingertips. He was a being of dust and divine breath, a novel creation in a world that was ancient yet brand new to him. His first days were a whirlwind of discovery. Every sight, every sound, every smell was a first. The vibrant plumage of a parrot, the deep rumble of a distant waterfall, the tangy burst of a freshly picked berry on his tongue. He had no language, no memories, no point of reference. His mind was a blank canvas, and Eden was the brush, painting it with wonder. He began to explore. He walked for miles, his bare feet learning the textures of the world. The smooth, sun-warmed stones by the river, the soft moss carpeting the forest floor, the rough bark of ancient trees. He watched the animals, fascinated. He saw lions with their majestic manes, gazelles that moved with impossible grace, and eagles that soared on thermal winds high above. The Creator had given him a task, to name them. This wasn't just about labels, it was about understanding. As Adam observed each creature, he saw its essence. He watched the lion's proud and steady gaze and called it lion. He saw the serpent's clever, winding path and called it serpent. Through this act of naming, he wasn't just cataloging the world, he was connecting with it, forming a relationship with every living thing. He was the steward, the caretaker of this incredible kingdom. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. Adam's routine was simple, yet profound. He would wake with the sun, drink from the cool rivers, eat from the bountiful trees, and spend his days in observation and contemplation. He learned the rhythms of the garden, the quiet hush of midday, the lively chorus of insects at dusk, the silent majesty of the moon and stars at night. He knew no fear, no hunger, no pain. He was in a state of perfect harmony with his surroundings. But as time went on, a new feeling began to stir within him. It wasn't sadness, not exactly. It was a subtle, quiet ache, a sense of incompleteness he couldn't quite name. He saw the birds in pairs building their nests together. He watched the wolves run in packs, their calls echoing to one another across the valleys. Every creature had a counterpart, a companion, a reflection of itself. Every animal had a we. He would sit by the river watching his own reflection in the water. He saw a face, eyes that held a universe of unspoken thoughts. But when he turned, there was no one there to share them with. He could speak the names of all the animals, but none could speak back to him in a language of shared experience. He was the master of the garden, yet he was also its only prisoner of solitude. He had a perfect relationship with the Creator, conversing in the cool of the evening. He could ask anything, learn everything about the world around him. Yet, this divine companionship, as fulfilling as it was different. It was a relationship of a creator to its creation. What Adam began to yearn for was a relationship of equals, a connection with another being who saw the world from the same level, who could look him in the eye and understand without a word. The magnificent sunsets painted the sky in fiery colors, but their beauty felt solitary. The joyful songs of the birds were a beautiful melody, but he had no one to turn to and say, "Isn't that lovely?" The paradise was perfect, but his experience of it was incomplete. The joy of discovery is amplified when it's shared. The weight of a thought is lessened when spoken to a listening ear. He was surrounded by life, yet he was profoundly alone. This wasn't a flaw in the garden. It was a dawning awareness within Adam himself. The very capacity for deep connection and companionship that had been woven into his being was now making its presence known. He was made for community, for relationship, for love. And in a world of pairs, he was a singular anomaly. This profound loneliness was not a punishment or a failing. It was a crucial part of the story. It was the fertile ground from which the next chapter of humanity would grow. Before there could be a we, there had to be a deep, resonant understanding of I. Before Adam could appreciate a partner, he had to first fully experience the limits of his own solitary existence. The Creator saw this. The ancient texts say, "It is not good for the man to be alone." This wasn't a correction of a mistake, but the fulfillment of the next stage of the plan. The longing in Adam's heart was the necessary prelude to the greatest gift he was yet to receive. His journey through solitude had prepared him, had carved out a space in his heart that only another human soul could fill. He was on the cusp of a new beginning, a moment that would change not just his world but the future of all humanity. The sun was setting on the age of solitude, and the dawn of companionship was about to break.
There's a silence that only solitude can give you. It's not the kind of silence that comes from peace, nor the kind that comes from absence. It's the silence that comes when the noise of the world finally fades, and you're left alone with yourself. Most people run from that silence. They fill it with distractions, with people, with endless scrolling and meaningless conversations, because being alone forces you to confront what you've been avoiding. But let me tell you something: being alone is not a curse. It's a crucible. It's the fire that burns away the weakness, the doubt, and the illusions that other people's validation built inside you. When you stand alone, you learn who you are without the applause, without the approval, without the safety of the crowd. And that's where true strength is born. We live in a world that fears solitude. A world where people think your worth is measured by how many people follow you, like you, want you, or call your name. But the truth is, most people are terrified to be by themselves because they don't like the company they keep when the room is empty. But if you want to become something great, you have to walk through that valley of solitude. Every person who's ever changed the world, every prophet, every philosopher, every visionary, every warrior, they all had to walk alone before anyone walked with them. Moses wandered the desert, alone before leading a nation. Jesus went to the wilderness alone before his ministry began. Buddha sat under a tree alone before enlightenment found him. Even in the modern world, entrepreneurs, artists, creators, they build in silence before the world ever hears their name. Aloneness is the birthplace of transformation. When you're alone, you stop living for the noise of others and start hearing the whisper of your own soul. You begin to separate who you truly are from who you've been pretending to be. You learn to trust your instincts, your values, your direction. And you realize that loneliness isn't the same as being alone. Loneliness is emptiness. But being alone, that's freedom. It's in the quiet moments that you start to understand what you actually want from life. You start seeing the patterns. Who's been using you? Who's been draining you? Who's been keeping you from your potential? You stop begging for attention because you realize attention doesn't equal love. Presence doesn't equal purpose. Being alone strips you bare, but it also sets you free. There's a power that comes from walking your own path. When you stop chasing people and start chasing growth, your energy changes. The right people start Appearing, the wrong ones fall away. You no longer fear silence, you seek it. You no longer need validation, you embody it. You become whole. And when you become whole, you attract what's meant for you, not because you're desperate, but because you're ready. So yes, being alone hurts at first. It's cold, it's quiet, it feels like something's missing. But over time, you realize it was never emptiness, it was space. Space to heal, space to grow, space to build. Because when the crowd disappears, that's when you finally have room to rise. I know what it's like to sit in a dark room and feel like no one understands you. I know what it's like to feel unseen, unappreciated, forgotten. But listen, you are not forgotten. You are being forged. Every lonely night, every unanswered call, every person who left, they were part of your refining process. They were chiseling away the parts of you that depended on others for your identity. They were pushing you toward the version of yourself that doesn't need rescuing. You are not weak because you walk alone. You are strong because you keep walking when no one walks with you. And one day, when you've built yourself in that silence, when your confidence no longer needs witnesses, that's when the world will see you, and they'll think you came out of nowhere. But you'll know better. You'll know that your strength was born in the solitude they all ran from. See, solitude is not isolation, it's elevation. It's where you learn to stand without leaning. It's where you find peace that no one can take, and confidence that doesn't need to be spoken. If you can learn to enjoy your own company, you become unstoppable. Because people can leave, circumstances can change, seasons can shift, but your foundation stays unshaken. You stop depending on love to feel loved. You stop depending on others to feel alive. You start living for purpose, not popularity. And when that happens, when you're no longer afraid to be alone, the world loses its power over you.